Switching gears now, I've got a little juxtaposition for you. We've got a couple of interesting little stories here regarding what ICE is doing in comparison to what Donald Trump is doing. And there's some really sad stuff here. I'm sorry to have to show this to you. A college freshman was deported while flying home for Thanksgiving, is fighting to return. Here's what we know. Annie Lucia Lopez Beloza arrived at the airport in Boston, excited to embark on a surprise trip home to spend Thanksgiving with her family in Texas. The 19-year-old freshman at Babson College was nearing the end of her first semester studying business, a major she hoped would help her father open his own tailor shop one day. But instead of getting to hug her parents and her two little sisters and tell them how college was going, Lopez Belosa was arrested by federal immigration officials moments before getting on her flight on November 20th. She was told that there was a problem with her boarding pass, and on her way to customer service, she was surrounded, placed in handcuffs, and dragged out of the airport, her attorney, Todd Pomerleau, told CNN. In the roughly 48 hours after Lopez Beloza was sent to Texas and then Honduras, which, by the way, 7 years old, she came here with her parents. By all definitions, one of those dreamers, brought here as a child, where she was born, but she had not since she was 7 years old when her parents brought her to the United States to seek asylum. Beloza was deported despite a federal judge's order prohibiting the government from removing her from the U.S. while a lawsuit over her arrest played out in court, according to her attorney. Yet again, the same old shit over and over again. They just break the law. It does not matter what the judges say. They just arrest these people and deport them before anybody can do anything about it. In an email to CNN, the Department of Homeland Security said Lopez Beloza entered the country in 2014 at the age of 7, you fucks. An immigrant judge ordered her removal in 2015, but she illegally stayed here in the country. I don't believe a word the Department of Homeland Security says. What are you going to do? Kick out a 7-year-old kid? Seriously? Is that what you're doing? You vicious bunch of bastards. From the field office, she was transferred to a military base in Massachusetts and then flown to Texas, where she spent the night in a detention facility before being deported to Honduras the following afternoon. 48 hours from the airport to fucking Honduras. She had chains around her ankles, handcuffed on her wrist. Basically frog marched like a goddamn convict. Pomerleau told CNN, put on a plane and deported to a country she hasn't been in like 12 years. It's beyond the pale. Yeah, it's definitely beyond the pale. Now, here's the juxtaposition to all this stuff here. Trump commutes the sentence of private equity CEO convicted of fraud. If you're small beans, you're getting kicked out of this country. But if you got big money, Donald Trump will give you a fucking pass. Just make sure you swing by Trump Liberty International and buy some Bitcoin, you're golden. Trump commuted the sentence of David Gentile, a private equity executive who was convicted and sentenced to 7 years in prison for fraud scheme, according to a White House official. Gentile, the former CEO and owner of GPB Capital Holdings, and Jeffrey Snyder of Ascendant Capital were convicted in August of 2024 of charges of securities and wire fraud. They were sentenced in May. So convicted and sentenced. It does not appear that Schneider's sentence was commuted. I guess he didn't pay the bill. Gentile is the latest white-collar defendant Trump has given reprieve as the president. I mean, he has let off everybody, from reality TV stars to Bitcoin scammers that are trading Bitcoin for terrorist support and Al-Qaeda support. And he pardons all of them. All of them. Trump's pardon czar, Alice Johnson, posted on Twitter on Thanksgiving Day that she is deeply grateful to see David Gentile heading home. Why are you grateful for a convicted scammer? Alice Johnson, you suck ass. They were charged in 2021 in what U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission described as a Ponzi-like scheme that raised over $1.7 billion. Prosecutors say that they used investors' own funds to pay out monthly distributions to investors instead of putting them towards customer investment. The son of a bitch used his money to buy a fucking Ferrari, a bunch of other shit too. These are the worst people, man. These people are the worst fucking people, and Donald Trump pardons them all. Here's another one. Speaking of Honduras, where that young woman was just deported to, Trump says he will pardon former Honduran president serving sentence in drug trafficking case. He's out there blowing up boats, calling everybody fucking narco terrorists that he is illegally and extrajudicially killing. But this guy running a drug trafficking ring is getting pardoned by the fucking president. Trump said on Friday he intends to grant full and complete pardon to former Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez, a move that would erase a major U.S. drug trafficking conviction for a one-time U.S. ally who is currently serving a 45-year federal prison sentence. I will be granting a full and complete pardon to former President Juan Orlando Hernandez. He's one of the good ones, folks, who has been, according to many people that I greatly respect, treated very harshly and very unfairly, very much like what happens to me. They were witch hunting him as hard as they were witch hunting me. This cannot be allowed to happen, especially now after Tito Asfera wins the election, when Honduras will be on its way to great political and financial success. Vote for Tito Asfera for president. And congratulations to Juan Orlando Hernandez on your upcoming pardon. Fuck this guy. It's just fucking obscene, man. This is absolutely obscene. Donald Trump cannot stop pardoning billionaire criminals and Ponzi schemers and drug traffickers. As long as they are rich and powerful, Donald Trump will let them off the hook. But if you're a young student who came here as a child, you are getting your ass deported. You've got no money. You've got no power. You don't know anybody. And you're sure as shit not going to be anytime soon going to the mega ballroom that Donald Trump is building for all of his rich fucking friends. I'm sorry to keep putting all the bad news on you folks, but I'm here to give you the news as it's fit to print. That's what I'm here to do. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.